Hello there. It's Mary Schiller with you live for this masterclass called Let's Get Visible. I am so happy to be here with you today. If you are joining me live, thank you so very much for taking the time to do that. And let me just type a comment. Type a comment if you are here live with me. And hi Dawn, thank you so much. Hi Nikki, so nice to see you all here. I will keep one eye on the chat, so feel free to type in there anytime. If you are watching this on the replay, thank you very much for taking the time to do that as well. It will be up here in the group for you to watch again later. If you're joining live and you want to go back, I won't take it down. So thank you so much. Hi Isabel. Hi Oran. Oh yay! I love you said you're present. Hi Yuha. Gosh, I feel like it's old home week. Hi Jonathan. Thank you so much for being here. If you are a current or past client of mine, welcome. If you are new to me, thank you very much for taking this leap of faith. Hi, Anna Greta. Hi, Ton. And I just so appreciate your willingness to hear something new and, open your heart and mind to some new ideas that will probably turn your notions of having an online business, particularly if you're a coach, but really this applies to any type of business, basically turning that on its head. Hi, Jacqueline. So here is how this masterclass will go. First things first, I'm going to tell you just a tiny bit about myself. And then I'm going to host the prize drawing for a giveaway. There were some folks who entered the giveaway for a one-to-one Let's Get Visible session with me. And then we will dive into the training. Hi, Caroline. Hi, Barbara. Thank you so much. So for those of you who don't know me, I have been a coach since 2016. I started my business nearly 5 years ago now. I started as a life coach and then gradually moved into more business and accountability coaching. And basically the way that I see myself is someone who encourages you to access your tremendous capability to take small steps and have fun to create the business and life that you really want to have. That is what I have been able to do, and it's been such fun for me to help so many people over these years have that same experience too. So, hi Nita, hi Philip, great to have you. So, first things first, let me do this fun giveaway. I have all of the entries in a little bowl here, and I'm going to not look as I draw a name. So this was for a one-to-one session with me about Let's Get Visible. Are you guys ready? And the winner is Mimi. It's Marae Lepablood. I hope I'm saying your name right. After all these years, I should know. Mimi, if you're on here live, give me a shout out in the comments. I will send you a personal message after this training and we will set up your one-to-one call. Awesome. Okay, are we ready to go? Because I am ready to go. And if you see me looking at my phone, just note that it's just me not checking my messages, but I have a few notes. So I want to make sure that I cover everything. So how are you all feeling today? Start of the new year. Are you feeling refreshed? Are you excited? Are you, looking forward to what is next? Because that's definitely what is going on with me. I feel like we have sort of turned a new page and we're all just ready to, do the next thing. And that's really what prompted me to host this call, because I realized that I had something new to share and I really wanted to help you start the year with a whole new way of looking at online business and what you are doing. So how's everybody doing? Did you have a good New Year celebration? Even if it was small, we had a little champagne here in Paris and enjoyed ourselves, watched a bunch of movies, and had a good time. So the first thing I want to do in this training, and I hope you'll do this with me. Hi, Ali. Thanks so much for being here. I want you to take a deep breath and just kind of let it all go. Because what we're going to talk about in this class has to do with letting go of all of the complexity, all of the confusion, all of the craziness related to having an online business. So if you are ready to let go of the complexity, in the comments, feel free to type, "I'm ready to let go of the complexity." And feel free to type in anything you want in the comments during this talk. If there's something that I say that resonates with you, type it in the comments, because you can come back and look at it later and other people can benefit as well. Susan is here from New Hampshire. Are you ready to let go of the complexity, Susan? Because what I'm going to share with you is so much simpler than everything that is being talked about out there in entrepreneurship land. Ready, Freddie, Nikki says, awesome. That I'm a little embarrassed to tell you this next bit, which is that this is something that I have been doing in my business since the beginning, and I didn't really realize it until now, which I know is kind of like, what? But you know how sometimes you can do things, but you can't really see them until you kind of take a few steps back or somebody points it out to you. And then you're like, oh my gosh, this is what I've been doing this whole time. Why haven't I been telling anyone this? So that is what I'm going to do now. Glad to see so many people ready to let go of the complexity. So really, today is a new day. Today is a new day. Because a lot of the things that you have been doing to grow your business, if you have been struggling with that, this is going to clear that up. So on this talk, I'm going to talk about two main things. The first is what visibility actually is, because it is not what you think. At least the way that I am defining visibility, it has nothing to do with what you might have in your mind. And the second thing we're going to talk about, which is going to become pretty obvious pretty quickly, is why visibility is so important and why it can really be the main focus of everything you do and how much fun that creates for you. Okay? So great. Thank you, Anna Greta. So I'm going to start with an illustration of the power of visibility in the way that I am talking about it. When I first started as a coach in 2016, some of you have known me since then, which is so cool. I started as a life coach in a very small niche in the sort of transformational realm. And in that small niche, there were some really big names. I'm glad you're ready too, Andrea. There were some really big names that had been big names in that small niche for many, many, many years. Many years. And I was grateful to learn from them. I was grateful to hear what they had to say and share, because it literally changed my life. And when I learned these new things and I started to absorb them, hi Linda, I realized that this was something I wanted to share with people. It was so important to me. It was like when I say a fire just, came on inside me, that feeling of when there is just something you have to say to the world. That was what happened for me. And so when I made that decision to share what had been so incredibly helpful to me, I also made another decision. And I really want you to pay attention. I'm putting flashing lights around this part. In fact, I have a light. I can do that. Flashing lights around this part. I made a decision to express everything that I had learned in my own voice. In my own voice. I had no interest in adopting the language of these other teachers. And I knew that I didn't need to. I knew that I could access and create my own vocabulary around what I wanted to share. I didn't need to use their language because that was their language. That was their voice. That was their expression and their power. And I knew that I had my own. I had my own way of getting the message across. I had my own way of sharing and talking about things. And great, Orn. And I knew that I could rely on that. So I would love for you to tell me in the comments if part of the struggle that you've been in is because you've been trying to use someone else's language or someone else's strategy even, and that you've been looking around at all of these other people and thinking, hi Monique, and thinking, I have to do what they're doing. I have to use their language. I'm not comfortable sharing from my own self. I feel the need to mimic what someone else is doing or saying, because that's what a lot of people do. And it's not a judgment about that. To me, it has more to do with the messages that we're receiving about how to be visible. Means we have to copy someone else's method, or we have to adopt the wording that someone else is using. Well, I didn't do that. I made a decision right from day one that I was going to speak from the deepest part of myself, and I was going to create a language that worked for me, and my hope, of course, was that it would reach other people. But somehow I knew that if I was speaking from my heart, and I was really speaking from what was true for me, that some people would resonate with that and that some people would show up. So that's what I did. And in effect, what I did was have you ever heard the phrase, stay in your own lane? Let me know if that sounds familiar. You stay in your own lane. It's not even about staying in your own lane. It's creating your own lane. It's creating your own lane and staying there. I'm going to get into this a bit more later. Let me look at some of the comments. Trying to find a business plan so you can feel safe in stepping out. Yes. Caroline, I knew I didn't need to do what others do, but I have been following others too much. Yes, exactly. This is, Anna Greta says you realized early you had to allow your own words to emerge. This is what I see, though, is that when we are kind of taking in a lot of information and we're looking for all of these different strategies, and Isabel says being authentic, so simple and yet so scary. It's because I think it looks scary because we don't yet believe in what we can do. And the way to start believing that you can do this, and some of you who know me, you know what I'm going to say, is you have to start putting yourself forward. That is the only way to start to get comfortable with your message and your voice and all of those other things, is you have to step forward. Um, so that's interesting, Monique, about, to not offend people. I can relate to that in some ways because when I started as a life coach, I had people asking me, aren't you nervous about what people are going to say who are familiar with this niche because you're talking about it so differently? And my honest answer was no. I'm not I'm not worried at all because the people who like the way that others are talking about this, they will go with those other people. The people who like the way that I'm talking about it are going to show up in my world. And that's exactly what happened. I made the decision to express myself, not to repress anything. And I did that by way of hosting a lot of talks, just like this one. I was a guest on a lot of programming. I put myself forward on social media. I wrote and self-published 11 books related to this niche, and I spoke about them. And I made this conscious decision that I was going to trust that I had it within me to express what I wanted to express and to offer some support and help to people who were looking for that. Susan says, I get what you're saying, have struggled with going against the establishment. Yep. Sarah, I adapt my language to suit the person in front of me so they can understand. Oh, interesting. That's a little bit different from what I'm saying because what I'm saying is that when we put ourselves forward in this way, when we express ourselves instead of repressing or, like you were saying, Susan, trying to fit into some mold, people will hear us. Even if the individual words don't always make sense to people, what is it that they will hear? What is it that they will sense? They will sense that authenticity, that lack of fear, that, courage, frankly, and fearlessness is something that people want to be around because it gives them permission to do the same. When you express yourself, when you make yourself visible, and I mean self like your inner self visible, that gives people permission to do the same in their own lives, in their own way. And that to me is the core of what visibility actually is. It is not being all over everywhere all the time spouting stuff. It's being intentional. It's being honest. It's being real. It's being expressive instead of repressing and tamping things down and trying to fit some weird mold that doesn't really exist anyway. Nikki says, love this, trust myself to clearly communicate my ideas and perspectives. Yes, exactly. And what really is so powerful about visibility in the way that I'm talking about it is that it allows you to focus your energy on what really matters. Instead of spreading yourself all over the place and trying to do all of these crazy things, again, I'll talk about this in a second, to build your business, you can put your focus on something that is so powerful, I don't even have words to describe it. And that is this expression of yourself. I'm glad this is making sense. Thank you, Sarah. The thing about expression that occurred to me yesterday is that that is what we desire most as human beings, isn't it really? When we are at our happiest and our most joyful in life, it's because we are expressing ourselves. We are being who we are. We're engaging in things that we enjoy, and we're sharing and we're talking and we're connecting and we're doing all of these awesome things. When we are struggling is when we're trying to squash all of that and push it down and keep it away. That's where the struggle comes in. If you happen to have like a pillow nearby, grab it, something soft so you don't hurt yourself. So let me ask you something. Take that pillow and like squeeze it really hard. That is hard to do. What is so much easier is letting go. Sorry, pillow, but letting go. Letting go of that feeling of holding in and holding back and clenching and being tight. That is where the struggle is coming from. When you release that, when you release your full expression of your energy and your vitality and your creativity and your capability, when you make that decision, everything gets easier. Everything. Oh, hi, Lynn. I'm so glad this is making sense to you. Yeah, anxiety rises big time when squashing. Totally. So if you are in the process of creating a business that you really would love to, have the impact and income that you want, and you have that sense of struggle, I can guarantee you, I really can, because I've experienced this myself, that the biggest reason for that struggle is because you are trying to tamp down what you really want to be doing, what you really want to be saying, how you want to express yourself, how you want to spend your time. You're trying to push all of that away and trying to fit yourself into something that isn't you. And what I'm suggesting is that you stop doing that. I want you to stop doing that because we need to hear you. I need to hear you. People are waiting for you to express yourself. And thanks, Lynn. And there is this is a big line. You might want to type this in the comments, okay? There is nothing virtuous about repression. There is no virtue in repression. Nobody is going to give us an award for repressing ourselves or depriving ourselves of this opportunity that we have in this life to express what's inside. Exactly, Nikki, about how we become leaders. Exactly. That I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So I'm going to say that again. There is nothing virtuous about repression. You don't win a prize for that. What we need in this world is for each one of us to express the beauty, the warmth, the love, the creative output that is within us. And anything that you come across that doesn't fit that for you, you don't need it. You don't need it. So again, if you have had this sense in your business that you have been struggling, or there are things on your to-do list that have been there forever because they just don't fit, but you feel like you have to do them, throw them away. You don't need them anymore. Nita, I've only just embraced who I really want to work with, embraced the way I enjoy working with women. I've been expressing myself fully too and asking my clients to do the same. And that's what's helped me get going. It's taken many years to get here, Mary. Nita, I love you so much. And just bouncing off of that comment, it's taken me 5 years to recognize what I've actually been doing in this way and to bring you this first training about it. Because I started to notice that people are struggling who don't need to be struggling. And mostly it's because I see what's on their to-do list. They've shared it with me. And most of the things on there have nothing to do with what they enjoy, what's fun, what lights them up. They're all things that they believe they are, quote unquote, supposed to do. But that is not what visibility is. Visibility, the way that I'm defining it in this class, I'm hoping this is coming through, is about expression, about making visible what you've been keeping invisible. It's not just about becoming visible on a stage of some sort, social media or whatever. That will happen sort of naturally. It's more about allowing this expression to come forward instead of continually pushing it down and pushing it down and pushing it down. I fully believe that the reason I have been able to have a successful business all these years is because this is how I have run it. Is whenever I have experienced something new, you guys who've been around me for a while, what do I do with it? Do I keep it inside? No, I share it. I create it. I make something. I offer a program. I offer a free class. I offer paid coaching, whatever it is. I bring it out into the open. And as Nikki said, you know, that is what has, in some ways, I think, if I can look at myself like that, as a leader in some ways, because I have always connected with what is inside me and allowed it to emerge instead of trying to push it down all the time. People try to stop you expressing yourself, Sarah. Here's the thing. I'm so glad you asked that. Is they don't have the power to do that. They don't have the power to do that. You have all the power you need and then some to express what you want. To let people know what you're about. To let people know in a business sense what you're offering. You have that power. Nobody can take that from you. No one. Even if it looks like it. They can't. Oh, thank you, Nita. I'm so glad. I know we've been talking for a long time. I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. So, are you starting to see, let me know in the comments, are you starting to see visibility in a way that is new? Linda said this is so freeing. That is how it is for me. It is the epitome of freedom. And I don't know about you, but I want to live freely. I don't want to live and spend my time doing things that have the sense of being pushed down. That's not how I want to live. And this really is a decision you can make. You can make this decision right now to say, I'm done with complexity. I'm done with struggling. I'm done with trying to fit myself into some box that doesn't feel like me. And instead, I'm going to decide to be visible. I'm going to decide to let what is in me become visible out there and express it. And the way forward then becomes so much clearer. Oh, I'm so glad, Allie. Hi, Laura. Oh my gosh, so nice to see you. Oh, you're very, very welcome. I'm glad this perspective is interesting and intriguing for you. Because if you think about the people who you follow or people you listen to, or even me, if you've, followed me, if you've been part of my community, if you've bought from me, the reason you've done that, I'm thinking of people that I have followed is and bought things from and have been engaged with. The reason why is because they are expressing what is important to them. They have taken that step forward and invited you to come along with them. They've invited you to come along with them. So Susan says, yes, I see that a lot of the resistance I've been feeling is from wanting to do things my way, the way that speaks to me. So now you're free to do that, you see? You're free to do that. It is natural, Sarah. This is, before I move on to the second point about why this is so crucial, which you can probably already see, but again, I want to reiterate this point that human beings' natural feeling of joy, of fulfillment, of happiness comes not from holding back. That's the opposite, but from expressing what is within and bringing that to light. And that is a decision that we can make right now today, is to stop that struggle to keep things down and all that tension and stuff. We can just let go of all of that. And there is plenty of room for everything that you have to bring to all of us. Susan says, I'm attracted to leaders who are authentic. Absolutely. And you can see when someone's not being authentic. You can see it, right? It's not pretty. It's not magnetizing. What's magnetizing is when people are engaged in very deep self-expression. Hi, Monique. Visibility sounds fresh and new. Expression with clarity. Yes. I'm so glad to see that this is making sense to everybody. This is awesome. So let me just go to my notes and make sure I didn't miss anything important. Okay. So just to summarize this really quickly. Hi, Oran. Yes, when you share something in your own voice, this is a really nice summary. So actually, thank you for that, Oran. You share it in your own way, your own voice. That is what is so powerful. That is what is so magnetizing. That is what is so exciting. And again, we're talking about this in a business context, but let's look at it more broadly. I'm going to say something again that I said earlier, which is, for me, one of the, I don't even have a word for it, incredible, awe-inspiring parts of this is that when you do this, when you put yourself forward, when you engage in visibility at the level that I'm talking about here, what happens to all of these other people around you is that they start to feel that capability within themselves and that permission within themselves. And we need more and more and more people acting in this way, expressing what's inside, because that is goodness. All of that. That is pure goodness, pure joy, pure happiness, pure generosity. There is nothing bad in there, because when people are doing that, they're not struggling anymore. They're being who they are, and we need that. We need that as humanity. We need it. Let's see. Beck. Oh, hi, Beck. Yes, there's only one of us, so we can share it in our own way. Exactly. Oh, I'm glad this is inspiring, Dorothy. Thank you so much. There's, as I was saying a moment ago, there's room for everyone. There's room for everyone. We need everyone's voice. We need everyone's self-expression. So if you're looking at this from a business perspective, I want you to play a little game with me. Are you ready for a little game? You know, I like to make things as fun as possible. So let me know in the comments if you're kind of ready to do a little game with me. Okay. So as you're looking at me, I want you to imagine for a minute that you're looking out at a sea of people. Okay. So imagine that out there in front of you right now is just this sea of people. Okay. And the typical, all right, good. We got some game players here. Okay. So you're looking out at this sea of people. And in the traditional business online conversation, entrepreneurial conversation, the way that it works is that out of that sea of people, you sort of have to snag a few of them. So in your mind's eye, glad you're ready for fun, Monique. In your mind's eye, this is really kind of what most people are doing when they're creating an online business, is they're looking out at this giant sea of people and they're like, I need to get some clients. How can I snag some? Maybe I can dangle something in front of them that they might like on a fish hook, right? So you throw your fish hook out there and you're like, ooh, who am I going to catch? Oh, I got one. And you kind of reel them in. Ooh, this is really hard. Oh my gosh, this is so much work. And then you put them in your basket and you're like, man, that was hard. That wasn't very fun. And then you see that sea of people and you're like, oh my gosh, I got to do that again. I've got to do that again. All right, how can I snag some more? And so you come up with another strategy and another freebie and another this and another that. Is any of this sounding familiar to you? Because this is how most people are going about their business. And let's throw a little wrinkle into this game. Not only are you kind of trying to snag these people, Greta's laughing at me. That's cool. I love laughter. Not only are you trying to snag these people, but here's the wrinkle in the game. Is Nikki says, you're then also putting up barriers. Barrier here, barrier there. Oh, you've got to have this fancy technologically crazy funnel. Oh, so that's like 3, 4, 5 steps removed from the people in that big space you're looking at. Oh, I got to have a perfect website. Oh, another barrier goes up. So now, not only are you trying to snag these people and hook some more, now you got to like look over all these barriers and go, can the hook even get over that? So if you start to look at the typical conversation around getting clients, getting leads, making sales, I'm putting this in quotes if you happen to just be listening to the audio part, it's all barriers in between you and all of these people. Marina says, it's exhausting. Yeah. And Barbara, the idea of snagging people feels wrong. It feels wrong. It feels gross. It's gross. Lynn, the thought of having to do the snagging again and again is a turnoff. Oh my gosh. It's such a turnoff. And I'm going to make a confession to you. There have been times over the last 5 years when I have fallen into this myself. I've been seduced by something that looked easy, right? You know, there's a million of them out there. The thing that's missing, what's missing is you are looking at all of these people and thinking that the way to get them is to snag them through some medium that may be really, really difficult. It might be really difficult. I can't tell you how many people I have supported as a coach, especially as a business coach over the last couple of years, who have gotten really tangled up in things like Facebook ads or trying to do search engine optimization for their website, or all of these things that don't have anything to do with what we've been talking about, which is authentic self-expression. What is all of the stuff we've been talking about? It's this, right? It's struggle. It's trying to close off this amazing channel that we already have and trying to create something new that's really hard. We don't have to do that. We can let go of that struggle. We don't need all of that stuff. We don't need it. Nita says you've been there. Okay, so now we're going to do a different thing in this game. Okay, you ready? So if you are in a place where you can do this, I want you to stand up. Now, I can't stand up because if I do, this whole thing will topple over onto the floor and you'll be watching a video of my cat sleeping, okay? But I want you, wants my pillows, Isabel says. That's awesome. Okay, so I want you to stand up. So I'll give you a second to stand up. Hopefully you can still listen because I'm going to give you some more direction, okay? I want you to stand up, and you've been looking out. If you're standing up now, you've been looking out at the sea of people that you've been trying to snag in one way or another. So what I want you to do is I want you to physically turn around the other way. Turn around the other way. So instead of maybe looking at me at the camera or in the, your phone or whatever it is, I want you to turn around the other way and imagine that you are turning away from all of those barriers, that you're turning away from all that complexity, that you're turning away from the idea of chasing after people and trying to snag them, which is not fun and is exhausting. I want you to turn your back on all of those struggles and problems and old ideas. So all of that is now at your back, okay? I want you, most of all, to turn away from repression and leave that behind. Anything that doesn't feel like you is now behind you. Anything that doesn't feel authentic is now behind you. When you are standing there, or if you're sitting and you're imagining this, I want you to hold your head up. Bring your chin up. And I want you to stand tall in yourself. If you want to close your eyes and do this, that's awesome. And I really want you to take a moment now and look at what is ahead of you. And what's ahead of you is where you're going. Where you're going now. You've turned away from all of that old stuff, all of that struggle, all of those pillows, all those methods of trying to snag people. And if you're standing, I want you to physically take a step forward. Move your body forward into a new space. You're going to look where you're going and take a step into that new space. This new space is filled with the expression of you. This new space is filled with simplicity and fun and excitement. It's a place where you feel safe because you are expressing what is really within you in a way that is powerful and creative and brings forth everything that you are. If you have played along and you'd like to sit yourself back down, that's awesome. How was that for you? In the comments, I'd love to hear. What was that like for you to turn away from all of those things that you've been trying to do that don't feel good, and all of that exhaustion and all of that stuff, and step forward into this incredibly free zone where you can be visible? You, capital you in here, can be visible, can be free, because that's what this is all about. Oh, I'm so glad this was liberating, feels really good, empowering, relief. Oh my gosh, freeing, such wonderful words. Oh, I'm feeling it myself, in case you can't tell. I am too. Oh, made you smile. Awesome, Anna Greta. Light and easy. That's so beautiful, because this is what it's about. Anything that we do in life, whether it's business or anything else, this is what it's about. It's about expressing what is within and bringing it out into the open. And one of the reasons I love business so much is because it gives me a reason and an excuse, if you will, to do that every single day. Hi, Allie. It's totally different what's been happening for me over the past weeks. This felt like the icing on the gâteau. Beautiful. Nikki, I just want to do what's fun. Yes. Oh, Susan brought me to tears. Feels like I've been vindicated. Hi, Lynn. Feels like a powerful spiritual energy that you're expressing. That's a beautiful way of putting this, because it is. It's an energy. It's an energy. And that's a beautiful segue, actually, Lynn, because are you starting to see why visibility can be the 90% of what you are doing every day? Because people want to be around that kind of energy. When you are simply living as you are designed to live, which is freely expressing yourself, which is, creating this amazing sense of fulfillment and joy and setting all of the struggle away, that energy is infectious. This is a lot bigger than business, as if you can't tell. But again, I love business because it gives us a reason, a beautiful reason, to stand tall, to step forward, to use our voice, to use our energy for self-expression, and encourage people to show up around us. Instead of trying to snag them, they will just naturally come towards that kind of energy, because it's a mutual thing. They have it too. Nobody wants to be around repression. They want to be around expression. Let's see. Oh, hi, June. Hi, you. Oh, thank you so much. Attainable, Monique says. Sarah says, lovely, but not yet know where I'm going yet. I have something for that, Sarah. Just hold on to that thought. So, how are you all doing now? It sounds like you have had some insights throughout this class and are now seeing that there is a very different way to go about creating a business that you love, spending time the way that you want to, instead of engaging in all of these other things that are just not very fun, that they're not an expression of you. Hi, Nikki. This is helping me shift my business focus to authentic expression rather than money. I love that. Lynn, natural attraction will happen. And on Nikki's point, when I started my business, as I started this call, I had no idea if I would make any money. I had no idea. All I knew was that I wanted to step forward. I wanted to use my own voice. I had something I wanted to express, and that's what I did. And I put offers out and people bought them. And they didn't need to be convinced. They appreciated my energy and my self-expression, and they wanted to hear more. And that's really what it boils down to. We don't need to expend all that energy and effort on trying to snag people. We can live from here, from the heart. We can become visible by expressing what is in our hearts, what's in our deep selves. And that is really the only thing that needs to have our focus. And what a wonderful thing to focus on, right? I mean, how much better can it get? How much better can it get? When I think of all of the energy that is on this call with me right now, and all of the energy from the people who are watching the replay, I feel so, what is the word? Electrified? I feel so electrified by all of it. And June says, being authentic creates connection. Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. So we've talked about what visibility is, and we've talked about what it can do, not just for you, but for other people, and why, if we're looking at this from a business perspective, why this is such an incredible gift that we've been given, that we can simply use what is within us every day and take those steps forward. Isabel, does visibility include be live, show your face, etc.? I'm going to share something about that in just a second. Oh, thank you so much, Lynn. So many of you here have been asking some really great questions about, what if I don't know exactly where I'm going? Does visibility, like you just asked Isabel, does it include going live and all these different things? Well, I have something for you that will answer those questions and will take what we have been doing together here to the next level, and will really help you to walk forward with more confidence, with more of a sense of freedom, with just an incredible sense of power, and again, setting all of that struggle off to the side. we don't need to go there anymore. We just don't need to go there anymore. So in that light, I've designed something for you called Let's Get Visible. Just like this class. Let's get visible, visible. Just like the physical song. And it consists of a half-day workshop with me as a group online, like about 3 hours of teaching. And we will go into what more of what visibility is and much more into the how piece and what you want to share and how you can share it. And then I'm really excited to offer this piece of it, which is a practice space. A practice space in a private Facebook group where I'll give you some mini projects to do and you can practice being visible in a non-judgmental zone where you can use your voice, you can use your words, you can take what's in you and start to bring that to light in a place where you will get support for that. And any fears and things you have around doing that will just dissipate. And it's really important to me that people don't just learn about visibility, but actually practice it. And that's what this workshop is designed for. So again, it's a 3-ish hour live training on January 12th in the evening Paris time. I believe I have it at 5 or 6 p.m. Paris time. I've forgotten what I actually settled on. And then we'll have a week of this practice space together, starting on the 16th. The price of the workshop for the next 24 hours, I'm giving you a super early bird price of $233 for the whole shebang, including the recordings of the trainings. And if you want to enroll, all you have to do is message me here on Facebook or Instagram, and I will give you the link. You can also email me, mary@maryschiller.com, if that's easier for you. And that super early bird price is available to you for the next 24 hours. There's even a payment plan. So you can get started for, less than $233 if that is easier for you. So let me just check the comments here. Let's see. Wonderful idea. Lynn said it all. Where did Lynn say? So I feel quite moved with what you show. Oh, you're very welcome. Anna, visibility for me is realizing the gift I'm gifted with, my inner natural gift. Seeing this and appreciating it last took some lifetime. Yeah, exactly. So it would give me so much joy to have you join me for Let's Get Visible, this workshop that starts January 12th, because we're going to take everything that we talked about today and make it more personal for you. So all of the things that I shared will be now geared towards you, towards the message that you want to bring to the world. The pieces of the business puzzle will start to come together much more seamlessly. And that whole idea of complexity around creating what you want to create is going to vanish, because we're going to focus on what actually matters. And then giving you the space to practice was really important to me, because it's one thing to sit and absorb information and all of that, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm a doer, and I like to get people into action. And I like to give people a space where they can do that and feel safe and know that no one is judging them. And it's all about getting comfortable with a new way of doing things. Nikki says, send you the link. I will. Awesome. Thank you, Beck. Thank you, Anna Greta. Very tempting, Isabel says. Again, The price for the next 24 hours only is $233. After that, it will go up to $333. So I recommend that if you want to get it for the super duper early bird, early action taker price of $233, send me a message here on Facebook or Instagram. Just direct message me or email me, mary@maryschiller.com, and I will happily give you the link and you will be in. Hi, Lynn. I'd really like to do the program. How much time? So the workshop, again, is 3 hours on January 12th with little breaks in between. And then the practice space is really up to you. There will be some mini projects that won't take more than a few minutes each. And you can participate as much or as little as you would like, but that space is really for you. So that's the time commitment. Any other questions? Hi, Nita. So I'm so glad you were here. Any other questions? I will send you the link, Linda. Awesome. I'm so excited about this program because I feel like it's actually been about 5 years in the making because it's something that I've been doing my whole time in business and never realized what I was doing. And now that it's just become so crystal clear to me, I feel like I am in an incredible place to teach this and really offer you some help and take away, like I said, all of that struggle and complexity because we don't want to go there. Let's see. Lynn wants the link. Yay. Isabel, what time on January 12th? Let me just check really quick. It was either 5 or 6 p.m. Paris time. I can't quite remember what I said. It is at 5 p.m. Paris time. So that's 4 p.m. UK. That's 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. And it'll go for like 3.5 hours. That includes some breaks in there. So if you want the link, I will try to follow up with people. Allie, yes, I do have the details, but message me. Send me a message, direct message here on Facebook or Instagram, or email me, mary@maryschiller.com, and I'll give you the link, and I'll also follow up with the people who said that they want it. And I will, Allie, send me a message and I will share the details really quickly. It's very simple and takes place January 12th for a 3-ish hour live workshop where we will help you to hone your message, make it very personal to you, dissolve all of this complexity around business, and help you to get much more clearer on how you express yourself. And then it follows with a week of a space where you can practice this inside a private Facebook group, a non-judgmental zone where you can feel free to start expressing yourself and be surrounded by people who really want to see you succeed and are buoying you, because it's all about taking what we have and putting it into action in a space that is free of judgment and is just filled with love and fun. So thank you, Nita. Also, it does include the replay of the trainings. So, if you can't make it for the whole thing or you want to have them later, that is included as well. So awesome, you guys. I'm so excited. What time on January 12th? Again, it's 5 p.m. Paris time, 4 p.m. UK, 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 a.m. Pacific. Thank you so much, everybody. I will follow up with those who have said you want the link. Please feel free to message me as well so that I can give that to you. And I cannot wait to see you in Let's Get Visible. Feel free to listen to this training again if it's helpful to you. It's been such a joy. I am so excited too, Nikki. This has been just the most fun time for me getting ready for this class and getting this program set up for you guys. I don't even really know how to put it into words. All right. Thank you, everybody. Thanks, Dawn. Thank you, Dorothy. I love you all so much. Message me and get in on that early bird price of $233 within the next 24 hours. I will see you very, very soon. Thank you. I love you all so much. Bye for now.